हाय दोस्तों, मेरा नाम है शिवा अग्रवाल। मैं आज से स्टार्ट करता हूँ लूपिंग कॉन्सेप्ट पे, जो सी में, जो आपके गेट में बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है। गेट 2024 का हम लोग टारगेट लेके चलते हैं। सो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद द लूपिंग कॉन्सेप्ट। सबसे पहला जो लूप आता है वो हमारा आता है फॉर लूप। फॉर लूप का पहले हम एक बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर सा जान लेते हैं कि फॉर लूप का बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है। फॉर लूप में सबसे पहले होता है इनिशियलाइजेशन, फिर आपका जो नेक्स्ट आता है वो आता है कंडीशन, और जो आपका थर्ड और मेन थिंग आता है वो आता है एंड ऑफ लूप। फॉर लूप के बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर्स और इसकी वर्किंग पे ध्यान देते हैं कि कैसे ये फॉर लूप वर्क करता है। तो सबसे पहले इनिशियलाइजेशन पे जाएगा। सबसे पहला जो कमांड है, जो भी हम फॉर लूप को रन करेंगे, तो सबसे पहले इनिशियलाइजेशन पे जाएगा। यहाँ पे कुछ भी हो सकता है स्टेटमेंट, जैसे i इज इक्वल्स टू 0, i इज इक्वल्स टू 1, जहाँ से भी हमें स्टार्ट करना है। ठीक है, फिर हम इसके बाद जंप करेंगे कंडीशन वाले ब्लॉक पे, जो आपको सेकेंड नंबर पे है। ठीक है, फिर कंडीशन वाले ब्लॉक पे जंप करने के बाद फिर यदि ये ट्रू होता है तो ये जो रेस्ट ऑफ द लाइंस ऑफ द कोड है उनको एग्जीक्यूट करेगा। ठीक है, और यदि ये फॉल्स होता है, मतलब कंडीशन इफ कंडीशन इज फॉल्स, सो ये एग्जिट कर जाएगा। फॉल्स पे क्या हो जाएगा, एग्जिट कर जाएगा। सो फॉल्स पे इट विल एग्जिट, and next if it is true, and it will try to goes to end of the loop. After end, what it has to be done, okay, and then it will again go to condition. It will check whether the condition is true or false. Okay, and after that, if condition is true, then it will go again, goes to the end of loop and check, means whatever increment we have to done or decrement we have to done, anything we can do it. So let us start with some basic examples. So suppose for loop, what I have done in initialization part, if you can see, I put I value equals to 1 and I is less than equals to 10. Okay, so less than equals to 10 and then I plus plus. So how it will work? So first it takes I variable, so we have to dry run each code and check whether means it is working fine or not. So we take I value 1, so I is initialized to 1, and after that it will check the condition. So it check, okay, it is fine, so 1 is less than equals to 10, and then it will run the code. So one time it run. Okay, so similarly, what will be the end of the loop? So I for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. When the I value will be 9, so what it will do is, it will come here, means after the execution of 9th step. So if I value is 9, it will execute, okay, for 9 number of times, and then it will comes to this step, and it will increment the value to 10. So I value is now incremented to 10, and then it will verify whether the 10 is less than equals to or not. So it verifies, okay, so 10 is less than equals to, so it will again run it, and then it again come and it will increment the value to what? It will increment the value to 11. I plus plus will increment the value to 11. So it is basically I plus plus, if you don't know, so I is equals to I plus 1. So meaning of I plus plus is, so it will again come and increment. Now the value is 11, so condition is what? Condition is unsatisfied. So now the condition is unsatisfied. So how many times it makes the execution? It makes the execution 10 number of times. So this is the basic thing. For I left the initialization block empty. So what will it happen? It will run this statement, I is equals to 0. So now I value will be what? I is equals to 0. So if I is equals to now 0, so it will comes to the initialization block. It finds that initialization block is what? Empty. It finds that initialization block is what? Empty. So since the initialization block is empty, now what it will do? It will basically goes to the condition block and check whether the condition is satisfied, and after doing a condition check, so it will if it finds true, so you can see that 0 is less than equals to 10, so it is basically true, and it will run it. So how many times, as you see in previous the I value was 1, so it ran for 10 number of times. For here, so how many times it will run? It will run for 11 times. Simple. Okay, so now let us take one means complex example. So means basically complex. So if I leave all the blocks empty, so there you see all the blocks are empty, so how many time it will run? It first it come to initialization block, it finds that there is no condition written. Okay, then it comes to condition block, and it also find that there is no condition written. In condition block also no condition is written. So then what it will do is, it will goes it find no condition written, so it basically find that if no condition is there, so no limiting condition is there. You see, no limiting condition is there, so it will run for how many time? Infinite number of times. So if condition is having no limit, so it will run for infinite number of times. So this is basically a complex example. If in GATE some questions like this come, so you have to basically try to write it as infinite number of times. So next loop which we are going to study is a while loop. So what we do in while loop is, basic structure I am going to write here: while condition, and here you see any number of things is written, whatever the statement is written. So this is the basic structure of while loop. So let us take an example to understand how the while loop is working. So let us see. So you see that I is initialized to 1. Firstly, you see I is initialized to 1, and then what we jump is the condition here. As you see in for loop, there was some limiting condition. Here also there is some limiting conditions. So it basically condition is same, I is less than equals to 10. So it starts means with means I plus plus is written inside the loop. So how it run is, it runs till this condition is means condition is satisfied, means till this condition is satisfied it will run this whole process, means till this condition is true it will run this whole process, and if the condition is false it will again stop it. If condition is false it will jump out of here, and it will print the value of I. So let us start. So we again have to dry run it. I take a I block and initialize it to 1, and then I take, while I is less than equals to 10, so I is automatically less than equals to 10, it increment the value I plus plus, so it do is to 2, and similarly we goes till 10. So at the 10 the magic will happen, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So at the 10 the magic will happen. So if I value is now equals to 10, means after cutting this it becomes 10. So the condition is automatically satisfied, and if satisfied, so now the I value will be what? 11. If you see this place, if I is equals to 10, so 10 is basically less than equals to what? 10. Okay, 10 is less than equals to 10, so this condition is satisfied, and it will run it, and now it will increment the value of I to what? 11. After increment it, so it finds that 11 is now not less than equals to 10, so it will not run it. It will not run the loop, it will automatically goes to the down of the loop and print the value of I. So what the value of I is? I value is 11. So these are the basic concepts which we have to keep in our mind. So let us start with some do while loop. So do while is basically is the extension of while loop, but it is means what the do while loop says, you have to execute me one time only, means one time you have to execute it no matter whatever the condition is given. Okay, so let us start with the do while loop, and then we will also solve some gate questions. Means in the near upcoming videos we will solve it. So taking this example, let us solve how these things are working. So do while loop basically what it says, it will execute means one time, means if whatever the condition is, whatever the while condition is, it will run for one time only. Means it will run the one time. Means you can say, what I want to say is, suppose some do loop is there, even while condition is not satisfied, means while, suppose I read false here, even while condition is not satisfied also, it will run one time it will run, and after this one time it will just behave like a while loop. So one time it execute, it will behave like a while loop. So you see, I value is what, 1. So it will run for means let us dry run this code. So I value is basically 1, and then it will comes to the loop, it incremented to 2, and now it will check the condition. After running one time, it will now single time it will execute definitely. So single time, even whatever the condition is. If I write here, suppose if I write here, I should be less than 1. So if you see, I value is incremented to 2, and 2 is now, is 2 less than 1? No. So it will not run. But single time it will always be run, even though this condition is not satisfied. If I is equals to 1 and while 1 is less than 1 is not satisfied, but single time it will run, and single time it will print hello. So what it will print? Hello, single time. Okay. So this was the while loop, and next we will be studying in the next upcoming lecture, we will study about the array.